All right, so you guys have just read this text and you responded to one of the available sentence stems to try to identify what the main idea statement is using the text structure. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how you should have done that. Now I know you're probably wondering, why didn't you watch this video first and then try it? Well, I wanted you to try it first just so you could kind of see where you're at and what you already know. And now I'm going to show you how to do it. And you're going to reflect on, how could I have improved this? What did I do incorrectly? And what did I even do really well? So let's get started. Number one, read the text below. The modern Olympics is very unlike the ancient Olympic Games. Individual events are different. While there were no swimming races in the ancient games, for example, there were chariot races. There were no female contestants, and all athletes competed in the nude. Of course, the ancient and modern Olympics are also alike in many ways. Some events, such as the javelin and discus throws, are the same. Some people say that cheating, professionalism, and nationalism in the modern games are a disgrace to the Olympic tradition. But according to the ancient Greek writers, there were many cases of cheating, nationalism, and professionalism in their Olympics too. So here I have highlighted some of the words that you should have paid very close attention to that really tell you which text structure this text is. And those words are unlike, different, alike, same, but, and to. So these words show us that this is a comparison text structure. And so the sentence stem you should have used to respond to this and to create your main idea statement is blank and blank are being compared on blank, blank, and blank. So let's work on completing this sentence stem. So the very first thing we need to figure out is which two things are being compared. And we see that in the very first sentence here. The modern Olympics is very unlike the ancient Olympic Games. Next, we're going to figure out what are they being compared on. All right, so here you can see all of the different highlights. The pink highlights are what I felt like the author was comparing these two Olympic Games on. The modern Olympics is very unlike the ancient Olympic Games. Individual events are different. So down here I said the modern Olympics and the ancient Olympic Games are being compared on events. While there were no swimming races in the ancient games, for example, there were chariot races. Now, this is a detail here about which individual events they're comparing. There were no female contestants. So I think, okay, this is no longer talking about the individual events. Now it is talking about the contestants and even how they were dressed when competing. So here is another thing that they are comparing these two Olympic Games on, and that is the type of contestants, both their gender and what they wore. So down here I wrote participating contestants. Of course, the ancient and modern Olympics are also alike in many ways. Some events, such as the javelin and discus throws, are the same. So here they are looking at which events are the same. So that falls under the individual events, which I have already put in my main idea sentence stem, so I don't need to do that again. Some people say that cheating, professionalism, and nationalism in the modern games are a disgrace to the Olympic tradition. But according to the ancient Greek writers, there were many cases of cheating, nationalism, and professionalism in their Olympics too. So here we see that the author is stating that cheating, professionalism, and nationalism happened in both the modern Olympics and ancient Olympic Games. So instead of writing out all of these things, I can summarize cheating, professionalism, and nationalism into one word, which is unsportsmanlike. So if you are cheating, if you're being unprofessional, or if you are misrepresenting your nation, then that would be considered unsportsmanlike behavior. So my final sentence stem for the main idea statement is the modern Olympics and the ancient Olympic Games are being compared on events, participating contestants, and unsportsmanlike behavior. So now it's going to be your turn to reflect on what you did correctly, what you did incorrectly in your original main idea statement. So in this Nearpod, if you look in the question box here, there are 3 different response stems you can use. You only need to respond using one of them. Use whichever one you feel like best fits what you are reflecting on and what you're thinking about.